India saw a technological boom in the country with the introduction of BPOs. However, it soon became clear that India was simply a dumping yard for the big tech companies looking to offload their back-end customer care responsibilities on the cheap labor of the country. No real progress was made in using the technologically proficient, brilliant minds of the nation to create new and unique IT solutions. However, the introduction of Global Capability Centers, or GCC, has changed the dynamics. The Indian engineers are using their distinctive skill sets to work on automation, innovation, and analytics for the companies. What started as an experiment that would have only benefited the companies outsourcing the work has now become an integral part of the Indian success story. The advent of startup culture has only revolutionized the field, and in a post-corona world, the sector is growing at an exponential pace. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Tribhuvan, and in this video, I will tell you why companies from the US, UK, Chile, Japan are flocking to India to digitize themselves owing to the country's thriving tech sector. Let's begin. Big tech companies across the globe are increasingly turning towards India to drop their anchors and set up global capability centers despite a global pandemic affecting the concept of physical offices. The GCCs, or the captive centers, remain in high demand. The next 5 years could see the sector potentially scale up its operation from $60 to $85 billion from the current $33 billion. For a layman, GCCs are these large facilities that concentrate workers and infrastructure that handle operations such as back office functions, corporate business support functions, and IT support. In addition to app development, maintenance, remote IT infrastructure, and help desk to sustain productivity growth. Some large companies use GCCs as a center of excellence for automation, innovation, and analytics, among other tasks. In a nutshell, GCCs are the miniature model of big companies often providing unique solutions, all whilst working within the framework and using the resources of the company. There is no interference of a third party, which means that the product furnished is of highest quality and at times even much more finely tuned than the one developed in the head offices abroad. One of the major factors why India is the preferred location for foreign companies and not a traditional hotspot like China is because India provides cost competitiveness in addition to the tech skills and ability to innovate at scale. Moreover, with the clampdown on the entrepreneurial setup by Xi Jinping regime, even GCCs would not have been free from the influence. Thus, the safe bet would have been India. Moreover, engineers working in the booming IT sector of India have delivered solutions for customers in the US, Europe, Australia, and other markets, something which the Chinese might have lagged in. A report by Economic Times states that Rakuten, Falabella, Lululemon, and Delta Airlines are 4 of the new companies that have recently set up GCCs in India. In addition, according to the report titled GCC Value Proportion for India, the country has become home to capability centers of over 1,300 global organizations, directly employing over 1.3 million people and creating a strong ripple effect in the Indian economy. Out of these 1,300 companies, over 1,100 are looking to scale up operations as well. And if one thought these were simply called centers, a rough look at Rakuten, Japan's internet behemoth, would be enough to dissipate the misconceptions. At its Indian center, the largest outside Tokyo, Rakuten is working on computer vision, face detection, face-based payments, fraud detection, price innovation, and demand forecasting, and is building a telecom AI cloud. This is the extent of research work that has been offloaded over the nuanced and brilliant technicians of the country. One of the first American companies to set up a GCC in India was a retailer giant, Target. The company set up its shop here in 2005 in Bengaluru, which employs over 3,400 employees across technology, marketing, HR, finance, merchandising, supply chain, and analytics. The company is now looking to expand its GCC operations, which gives a delightful example of the success of the captive units. India's growing startup ecosystem, which is now churning unicorn after another, is playing a key part in contributing to the easy availability of digital skills in India. 2021 has been a sensational year for the Indian startup ecosystem, which has surpassed all projections, both in terms of the number of unicorns and the funding raised. According to a Your Story report, in July 2021 alone, the Indian startup ecosystem raised almost $10 billion, including a mega round of $3.6 billion raised by Flipkart, and added 3 new unicorns to its cap. This was more than the entire amount raised in 2020. The Indian startup ecosystem is the third largest in the world, with more than 40,000 companies and around 44 unicorns. A whopping 21 startups have made it to the list in the first 8 months of the year. India witnessed first health tech, social commercial, and crypto e-pharmacy unicorn this year. BharatPay, Mindtickle, Upgrad, and CoinDCX have been the recent entrants in the month of August. Even with a big pool of engineering talent, the companies are falling short of their hiring targets, one of the problems that India would not mind having. According to Vishwanathan of NASSCOM, there is around a 30% gap in demand and supply, though it's better than in other countries. However, there is bumper hiring season on the horizon, and it is a golden opportunity for the domain experts to dive into the pool of opportunity and garner the work experience, which otherwise would have forced them to leave the country and contribute significantly to the brain drain problem. According to the latest Manpower Group Employment Outlook survey, the third quarter of the ongoing fiscal is expected to record more recruitments than in any fiscal quarter in the past 7 years. An increase in payroll is forecasted for all 7 industry sectors during the coming quarter, with the strongest improvements expected in services, manufacturing and finance, insurance and real estate. Bullish at the health of the economy and expecting rich future dividends, foreign investors are continuing to bet on the Indian market. Buoyed by the incoming business, growth in employment opportunities and the soaring stock markets, foreign portfolio investors within the first 10 days of September poured in a net sum of Rs 7,605 crores in the Indian market, while Rs 4,385 crores was pumped into equities. The rest, Rs 3,220 crores, was pumped in the debt segment during September 1 to 9. While GCCs were initially set up with the intention to provide value to the global organizations, they have in fact emerged as a strong contributor to India's progress.